Welcome to From Beyond with your host, Glenn Boddice. Join me as we explore spirituality, self-help, and channeling spirit. Hello and welcome to From Beyond with your host Glenn Boddice, spiritual medium. Thank you once again for tuning in for another week. You're in for a very interesting show today because we're going to be diving deep and talking about prime reality, and I'll explain a little bit more as we go into it. But also in today's show you will experience the channeling from the world of spirit, which sees me becoming a vessel in order for spirit to bring their communications through for you. And also in the show we have this week's energy forecast reading, which will hopefully help you navigate your way through the course of this week ahead. So sit back, hold on to your hat, as we're going to be diving really deep today as we're talking about prime reality. So what am I talking about? Well, basically, in the beginning, they say that it all happened from a sound. In the beginning, there was a sound. And obviously, sound is frequency. It's a form of energy, isn't it? And we're all vibrating at various frequencies, different energy forms, including what we would perceive to be as a solid matter, such as a rock or something of that nature. It's all vibrating at different levels of frequency. So what I would like to delve deep into is, although we've been assigned a name for our incarnation, what we're experiencing now, obviously my name is Glenn Boddice. And I want to pose to you, and maybe to give your inquiring mind this little theory. I believe that if we were to all tap into our true essence, our prime reality, we wouldn't have a name. We would simply have a frequency, and that frequency would emit a sound. And I feel that if we were to tap into our prime reality, using the gift of meditation, using the gift of self-awareness, and simply allow our prime reality frequency sound to be emitted from us, then it would open up potentialities that have laid dormant within us for millennia of time. And I'd like to try this with you, if I could, by giving you a bit of a demonstration of this. Now, this is the first time I've ever done this, so to do it live on a radio show is quite either naive, brave, I don't know what term you'd use, but I felt really strong that I had to bring this forward to you today. And so for the very first time, I'm just going to link in with my higher self. I'm going to link into my prime reality, and I'm going to bring forward that frequency, that sound to you right now. So here we go. I'm going to take a deep breath and see what sounds wanting to come out. Okay, so here we go. Big deep breath from me. Well, now that's the first time I've ever done that. I've ever tapped into the prime reality sound of who my true essence is. So, upon hearing that, whilst I was doing it, to me it sounded very similar to what we would describe nowadays as light language. And they say that light language contains a magnitude of different coding, different data, information. And with me hearing that, what was just emitted from me, my prime reality, my prime sound there, it sounded like it was containing packets of information. And what does sound interesting to me, the fact that light language, when you hear it, or that prime reality sound, as I've just demonstrated to you, it reminds me, I don't know if anybody's old enough to remember, but the early days of computers when we had to put a cassette tape in, and we had to wait for it to load up the software, the program, or a game for that matter. And it used to emit some rather bizarre sounds like a dot dot dash dash and all this sort of weird screaming sounds and different frequencies as it was doing it. And so in many respects, that was downloading different frequency, different programs, different data. And so I would sort of say that our prime reality is a sequence of information, and that sequence of information is embedded into a sound. And like you've just heard me demonstrate, that was a very, very first time I've ever done that. So it will be interesting, not only for everybody else, but for myself to listen back to that sound and maybe meditate on that sound and see if I can dive any deeper into the true essence of my prime reality. So with this being the case, with us connecting with our prime reality, I'd like to say to you that by understanding this, we are actually a creator. We are a creator. We can create and manifest our own reality with pure intentions into our present moment. And so I feel my guides have brought today's subject matter forward for you simply to explore it with detail so that we can tap into that unlimited potential that we've ignored for millennia of time. And I feel as though the time is right now for us all to, at least, as ridiculous as it may sound to most, explore this theory with playful curiosity, and let's together see how far we can dive deep and how we can expand our consciousness, our awareness, our true essence, and the abilities and the knowledge and the wisdom that we've all got within us that we've kept hidden. And I just feel that what we're doing today with tuning into the prime reality, the sound, the frequency of who we truly are, we will be given the key to unlock those unlimited potentials that we all have. So very, very deep, as I said earlier, we are diving deep, and for many this will sound a little bit out there, a little bit crazy, but I just felt that it needs to happen. Now is the right time to talk about this. So being a creator, obviously you have great responsibility, don't you? So I would say for feeling, your sensitivity, what feels right, what feels in alignment, what doesn't feel in alignment. And we all go through this. We all have this ability where, for example, how many times have we walked into a building with a friend or, family member, and we've been introduced to maybe one of their friends or work colleagues, and we've never met them before. That everybody's smiling, everybody's happy, yet we feel a little bit unnerved as we're approaching their energy, approaching this new person's presence there. And although they're smiling, although they're happy, and everybody else likes them, we've on some level feel a bit of unease, displeasure towards them. And this is not being nasty, it's not being negative, it's just the fact that we're picking up on their vibrational frequency. Although they may be masking that frequency to all those around them, because you're more connected with your sensitivity and your awareness, you happen to pick up their baseline frequency and you can read it like a book almost. And so with me saying this, using our skills to create things, we need to be aware of these skills, such as our sensitivity, what feels right, what doesn't, like I've just described there. And when we link into things that serve us, we get that feeling of joy, of expansion, of happiness, of ease, of grace. There's no boundaries there. There's no limits. It just flows like water. And when we get into that state of awareness and simply be, and just allow and let go, then this is when we can utilize our skill sets of being that prime creator, designing our life, manifesting the things that we want to experience within our incarnation there. Obviously, we all have a soul path to follow, but we can tailor that with our intentions, with our pure intentions as well. So with this being the case also, you will be aware when we connect to our prime reality, as you've heard me do for the very first time live on here today, then I feel as though that your spiritual gifts, your truth, your wisdom will start coming up to the surface. Now, as you all know, I am a spiritual medium, so I've worked on these gifts for many, many years now. But I feel as though those that haven't, have never explored this, then I feel as though that they will be more prominent. These gifts that you didn't know you had will be more prominent. Now, what gifts am I talking about? So I'm talking about the gift of clairvoyance, which literally means clear seeing. So you'll notice that you'll be able to use your third eye. In other words, the part of the mind, the imagination, the part of the mind where you go on a daydream and when you have visualizations, where you get those ideas and symbolisms come into your mind there, almost playing out like a film, like a movie there. So that gift will come into alignment. Also, the gift of clear audience, which means clear hearing. Now, this connects with hearing with the internal ears, what I'm talking about, the internal monologue in your mind. Now, how many times have everybody that's listening to this will have heard a song rattling round their mind, and it's come out of the blue from absolutely nowhere? You had no intentions of thinking about that song, and it came out the blue, yet you're hearing it in your mind. Well, that is clear audience. That's the gift of clear hearing. So watch out for that being amplified. Also, the gift of clear sentience, which means clear sensing, clear feeling. And as I described earlier about, connecting to a person on an energetic level who you've never met, but you're not quite feeling comfortable in their vibration, even though they are smiling, they appear happy to the outside world, yet you're feeling a different story. And that is because your gift of clear sentience is picking up on that. And obviously it works the other way if something feels happy, like somebody that you meet and you just feel an instant connection with, even though you've never met them before. You just feel that vibration. And you can also read the room. Now, you've heard that phrase mentioned a few times, I'm sure, where you walk in a room and you can understand what the people in that room need from you. If you're particularly if you're a guest speaker or you're addressing that room, you can tell when the energy in the room starts to dip and when it starts to increase. And that is using your gift of clear sentience, clear feeling, clear sensing there. Also, your gift of clear ralliance, which means clear smelling. Now, with this being the case, how many times I'm sure all of you have experienced this at some part of your life, where you can smell a smell that isn't in that environment. Nobody's creating that smell with perfume or deodorant or anything like that. And it just comes and goes very rapidly. And maybe that smell may take you back down memory lane to when you was a child, maybe a sweet shop or a baker's that are no longer in operation anymore. So there's no chance of ever smelling that smell again, yet you can smell it for that split second of time in your environment. Well, that is, like I say, the gift of clear ralliance, which means clear smelling. And so I feel as though that gift will come in an alignment as well once you start and connect to your prime reality. And that can come in very handy when you are linking with spirit, where your ancestors want to communicate with you. They may bring a smell forward just so you have that memory and that connection, that link to them as well, to remind you that they are still around you and they're very much proud of you and they're bringing that love in for you by doing that. Also, the gift of clear gustiness, which means clear tasting. Now, what this means is that, again, most of you will have experienced this at some part of your life, where all of a sudden you can just get the taste in your mouth of maybe a sweet, or, it could be anything, maybe a sweet that they no longer create and no longer make that you had when you was a child, yet you can taste it as if you've just eaten it, and it's as fresh and as clear as that. And as soon as you've experienced that and you've acknowledged that that's where the memory link is to that flavor, to that taste, then that taste begins to disappear from your palate, from your mouth there. And again, this is another great tool in which spirit and energy can communicate with you, bringing forward that information through that sense, so that you can establish a link with maybe that memory in time and maybe that person connected to that memory in time as well. Again, bringing forward that evidence for you and understanding. And also clear cognizance, which means clear thinking. Now, I've always called this this particular gift the governor, the boss of the clears, of the gifts. So it's almost like the brain unit. That's the way I would describe it. And so it it assesses all the previous gifts that I've just been describing, and it gives you a clear knowing, a clear understanding, an unmistakable, unshakable truth that regardless of what anybody else is saying, thinking, or trying to influence you, you will not budge, because you know it, you feel it, you know it on such a deep level. There's no other way, there's no other truth. This is a great gift, and I'm sure most of you at some part of your life will have experienced this one as well. Even if you've been in the minority of one, you know it. Nobody's going to change your mind, and people will call you stubborn, awkward. They'll give you every name under the sun so that you follow their narrative. Yet that doesn't align with you. You know different. You have that strong, clear cognizance there, that clear knowing. So I feel that all of these gifts I've just described to you are things that are going to be more stronger for those of you that maybe aren't in connection with them already. For those of you that are, such as sensitives, mediums, investigators, then I just feel that these, once you connect to your prime reality, like we did earlier in the show, then these gifts will be strengthened. They'll be more sensitive. There'll be a new level of accuracy there. And these are there for a reason, I feel. They're to help you help others and help you ascend to new vibrations of existence, of being in your now moment there. So use them wisely with all these great responsibilities. Gifts, there is a great responsibility with them. Obviously, you're using them in order to ascend, grow, but predominantly to help as many people and energy and souls and different frequency bands as possible. So just be aware. Maybe I would personally prescribe you all to have a journal, a diary, where you can just assess when any of the previous gifts that I've just described to you are starting to become a little bit more obvious in your life. And maybe write a diary by saying, oh, I smelt that smell today. I haven't smelt that for years. Or I saw this in my mind's eye, or I saw a flash of light. This will help you let you know that you're not going crazy, for one. It will give you that level of confidence, and you will be able to watch these gifts unfold at a rapid rate. Once you give them your time, your attention, and just accept things for what they are, obviously have that playful curiosity. And with you writing them down in a journal, you may be able to go back on there, do some research if you need to about the things that you've witnessed, and just keep a check. Maybe put a date at the side of it when you had that experience, as this will help you develop and expand on a rapid level there. So standing in your power as well will be more stronger, I feel, when you connect to your prime reality. Now, when I'm talking about that, in order to get to that level, I feel that meditation will help you along that journey, calming the mind from all of the stresses from the day, calming the mind from all the old belief systems that have been placed there by society's standards, and just simply being in that moment, just allowing, relaxing the breathing and being in that moment will help you stand in your power. And I'm talking about, when I say that term, standing in your power, connecting to the truth of who you are, channeling your essence the truth of who you are and speaking your truth and having that confidence whilst you're doing that. There will be people that will observe you and think, I'm not sure, they've gone a bit weird. Nevertheless, when you're connecting to your prime reality, your essence, that won't bother you. That won't intimidate you, because you know that you're safe, you're protected, and you're on purpose and in alignment with the truth of who you are. Now, like I say, expanding on that, once you've connected to your prime reality and started to embrace it and embody it in every moment of your life, it's going to have an impact on your environment. It's going to have an impact on the people that witness you, interact with you. Maybe that's family, friends, or people in general, wherever you go. You'll notice that there will be a different reaction about your presence. And I'm not saying this to inflate anybody's ego, by no means. Now, I'm just saying on an energetic level, you'll notice that people will maybe hold their glances a lot longer towards you. They may be double taking you, having a second look, because there's something different about you. You have a certain glow about you. Whether you're regarded as physically attractive or maybe not as attractive as most people, you will certainly have a presence and a glow that will instantly attract people to look in your general direction. You'll also notice people will have either two reactions to your presence. One, they will hold a conversation and want to hold that conversation for long periods of time with you. Even if you are busy, they will still try and stay in your presence because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel empowered. It helps them to stay in touch with the truth of who they are, and it brings that joy out of them. And again, I'm not saying this to inflate anybody's ego, by no means. I'm just describing it as it is. It's the energy, it's the frequency that you're emitting. It has a magnetic quality that helps other people to raise their consciousness and their vibration. And those people that are willing to do that, like I say, they will want to extend their time with you by holding longer conversations with you so they can experience that frequency, that joy, that energy around as well. Now, on the other level, there will be other people that maybe aren't prepared, aren't ready to connect to their essence, their truth, because of all the baggage or the old trauma or the old hurts rising to the surface. So a lot of these individuals, and this is by no means a judgment at all, just an observation, they will actually find it uncomfortable to be in your presence, in your energy, simply because your energy and presence, like I say, like a magnet, will draw out these things, and it will draw the best out of this person. And maybe this person isn't ready to receive connecting to their best, because in order for them to embrace their best, they have to let go of these old belief systems, these old energies, these old past hurts that they've been holding on to. And maybe that's some form of comfort to them because they've always experienced that. They don't expect anything different. And when something different, a different emotion, different frequency, different vibration comes into their life, they find it intimidating. They find it very unnerving. They're not used to it, and it just leaves them feeling very uncomfortable. So you will notice that people will either fall into either one of those categories. But nevertheless, I would certainly advise that regardless of which side that they fall on, you don't tailor yourself in order to fit in with anybody. I know that sounds quite a strong statement. You've got to live from that essence, from the truth of who you are. And most of the time, you will feel like a lone wolf. But with this being the case, you're never alone. You always have spirit. You always have energy. You're always inspired, and you get everything you need. And the right people come in at the right time. But there will be periods where you do have to go inward and have periods of self-reflection, analysis, in order to keep your purity strong and that vibration high there. So Don't be intimidated by this. Most people are. Most people don't like their own company or being on their own, when in actual fact, when you tune into your prime reality, your true essence, it's a very, shall we say, blissful experience when you can be in that position where you accept yourself for who you are and you connect in with that vibration of love and light whilst you're doing that as well. You're obviously going to have increased sensitivity as well, connecting with the prime reality, allowing this to come forward. And this can aggravate you in busy places such as town centres, concerts, anywhere where there's a mass gathering of people. You may feel overwhelmed. What I would prescribe for you that are going through that is to have a level of protection before you even leave your house. Energetic protection, bubbles of light, things of that nature, whatever, maybe a talisman. I like to carry obsidian crystal with me wherever I go, and that helps with that experience that I'm describing to you. So maybe you could get something that aligns with you, that makes you feel safe, that makes you feel energetically secure, as well as you're interacting with people in mass areas, mass populous areas there as well. And living in the moment, you'll notice that you will start to appreciate every single moment of your life, whether that's good, whether that's bad. You'll see the bad as a lesson, and how can I improve? How can I expand? How can I grow? And you'll see it that way. No longer will you start and think, oh, why me? Why has that happened to me again? Oh, not again. You'll see, right, how can I learn from this? How can I help others that have gone through this? And so you'll start to turn things around very rapidly as well. And obviously, with connecting to your truth as well, you are more aware of how you can create your reality in this world, in your now moment. So I always say to people, you're one choice away from either improving your life or making it worse. It's up to you. You have that power. You make that choice. Nobody's going to make that choice for you. And obviously, with the tools that I've been describing to you today, trusting your feelings, if something feels right, if something feels bad. Sometimes a lot of us go through that process where we're having a wrestling match between our thoughts, our mind, and our emotions that lay within our heart there. And most of the time, a lot of people always go with their thought because it is coming from their mind. They think, right, that's it. It's got to be right. When in actual fact, the truth will come through your heart chakra, your feelings, your emotions. So just pay attention a little bit more before you make a choice, because that choice can change your reality. And so with that great power comes great responsibility. And I'm sure once you've embraced this, you're all going to realize that and empower not only yourself, but others around you. So I hope this has been of some benefit to you all that have been listening. And maybe if you want to give that a try, like I did in the beginning of the show, connecting with your truth, your prime reality, I feel as though it will be an interesting experiment, if nothing else. I'm certainly going to be listening back to this episode at some stage, and I'm going to be tuning into that prime reality sound that I emitted and see how deeper I can go in meditating on that sound. So it sounds a little bit out there, I know, this show does, but it's certainly food for thought there. So I hope that has given you that. Well, now we're going to move into the next section of the show, which is the channeling from the world of spirit, which sees me becoming a vessel for spirit to bring their communications through. And what I like about doing this is the fact that once you commit to doing this every week, I know I certainly do, in order to bring this forward to you on the radio show, and you give spirit that time and have that level of respect whilst you're doing it, setting those intentions of purity only, so that those that need to come through do so, they always deliver. And I love that. So when you meet them halfway with your level of commitment, spirit will bring forward that information, that message that needs to be heard at that moment in time. So feeling very blessed to be doing this work. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's channeling from the world of spirit. Hello, it's a miracle that we've got through today with all what's going on in the universe. A lot of energetic frequencies are pulling and pushing and changing all the vibrations everywhere. So we've got through anyway. We want to talk to you about lots of different things actually. One of the first things is following your heart, following your bliss, following your pure unity, the unity that binds you with everything and everyone. Most of you are, shall we say, used to thinking with your brain, with your mind, and using that in order to calculate your way forward. What we would like to tell you about is actually when you listen to the rhythms and the feelings and the emotional stirrings of your heart, then that is more, shall we say, accurate in that respect. It connects you to your higher self and your true essence of who you are. Most of you follow that on a day-to-day basis. Other people are so busy doing this, that and the other that they forget about that, and everything has to fall into a pigeonhole in order to fit in their life, when in actual fact when you slow down and you simply just be, life works with you and it works for you. So just be aware of that. Also, there's a lot going off around you in your vibrational existence on the earth plane. You will be aware of the truth vibrations coming to the surface. We've spoke about them often enough, but more so now than ever is it going to be blatant as the nose on your face. The truth is there for all to see. Now, obviously, it is a choice and a personal choice whether you wish to see that, whether you wish to interact with it, and whether you wish to invest your emotions, time and energy in it. But it will be there and it will be obvious. So just get yourself ready for that, alright? But what we're trying to allude to by having this conversation with you today is just to let you know that regardless of what's going off around you, all the chaos and all these truths coming to the surface, your natural mind will want to go into somersaults and it will want to try and make sense of it. What we're suggesting to you is that you simply follow that wisdom of your heart and that will pull you through all of that nonsense, if that makes sense. We don't want you to get bogged down by all of this negative lower vibration. So by trusting your heart, that will keep you shining. It will keep you moving through. So, also what's happening at the moment, there's a lot of people going through some physical changes within their body. Now, what I'm saying with this is you'll notice that, shall we say, the way that you breathe, the way that you look at things, maybe some aches and pains are coming to the surface. And these are like past hurts. These are past energies that are literally, like we said earlier, the truth vibrations are coming up. So that includes past hurts. That includes past energy that you don't need anymore. So it's all coming up to be released. So it's a period of transition that a lot of you will be going through. So be aware of any aches and pains. It's nothing medical as such. It's just the energy pushing its way through your physical form in order for it to be let go of and released. So that's all I've got to say today anyway, but I hope it's certainly given you a bit of food for thought and giving you that little bit of insight of what's to unfold for all of you. And that's right, you heard me correctly, I said all of you, because it is going to occur a little bit at a time, and it's going to occur at different times on your timeline for different people, depending upon where you're at vibrationally, so to speak. That will either increase your speed going through the process, or depending upon your choices and vibrations, it may slow it down. So just be aware of that. Anyway, we've got somebody else that wants to come through and have a little word with you, so I'm going to go now. But thank you for listening, and it'd be great to talk to you all soon. Bye for now.
Oh, what a joy it is to come through. Oh, I'm so elated. The fact that All this time I've wanted to come through and I haven't fully come through, but now I have anyway. Enough about me. What I want to tell you is talk to you about divine love today. Divine love is a love that is like no other. It is a soul connection, vibrational love. And it's a frequency that emits, shall we say, you've had the frequency all along, but now all the truth vibrations, like the previous communicator spoke about, are coming to the surface. It's allowing that pure gem, that pure jewel in the crown, that love vibration to shine upon high. And all those that will be vibrating on this level will simply flock together. They will join together. They will just be magnetically aligned with one another. So it's a wonderful time for those of you that are ready and are willing and able to embrace this beautiful soul alignment that you're all going to experience. There's a lot also going along with there's some old hurts being let go of. Now, at one time, it would have been quite a painful experience for a lot of you. Now, I know the last communicator mentioned about the physical ailments related to this, what I'm referring to. But what I'm saying, it will happen a lot quicker. Maybe something that would have occurred and span over the course of a year or 2 years, and you've mistaken that feeling, that emotional feeling going through your physical body. You associated that with a problem, with an ailment with the physical body. And what I'm saying to you is it is not at all. It's simply energy slowly at a lower vibrational rate being released through the physical body. Whereas now, what I am suggesting is that some of these vibrational hurts and attachments are going to push through very quickly. And what would have taken a year or 2 in the physical body will now take 5 to 7 days to push through. And when it does, you'll have energy like you've never experienced before in your existence in your physical body. And the energy I speak of is a high vibrational energy that gives you that get up and go. It gives you that energy to make more positive choices and make priorities in your life on what serves you as a soul, rather than obligations that you feel compelled to fulfill in your life. So be aware of all of this changing around you. And as you do so, we've mentioned it many times before, but we feel now it's coming so close to the point of it's going to unfold for you. We thought we'd again remind you of the fact that your eyesight, your senses, your vibration are going to get higher, and you will experience different levels of frequency. So you will start to see other beings, other shapes. You will start to see auras. You will start to see colors in your environment. They will appear more vibrant, more alive, whereas prior to this occurring, they seemed a little bit dull, a little bit grey around the edges, and, a little bit dowdy, whereas now they're going to be iridescent with energy, with colour, they'll have a glow about them, everything, no matter if that's an inanimate object or a moving life force, it will all have this new vibration, and you'll just align with that. Your emotions, however, are going to be increasingly sensitive, so we'd like you just to pay attention to them and maybe ask that internal question, is why am I feeling like this? Is this my vibration? Is it my energy? Or is it something or somebody else's? And this way will help you to remove any untoward energy blocks that are trying to infiltrate you on your life path. But it's all good. It's all good, and we're so pleased that everything's falling into place for a lot of you. A lot of you that are listening to this will experience tremendous amounts of joy in your life, and your dreams that you've been dreaming on for years and wanting to come into your present moments will start to now align, and you'll start to experience those dreams coming into your physical reality. So it doesn't matter what your dream is, as long as it is of a higher truthful vibration, You will all have that capacity to experience it in your now moments. So it's a joyous time for you all. Some of you won't believe it. You will be pinching yourself and saying, well, this is so unreal. It's just happened all of a sudden. And we say, no, it's been percolating under the scenes, under the surface for quite some time. It's simply the fact that all the Maya, shall we say, and all the rubbish, all the energetic noise in your universe, in your earth, in your dimension is being removed. So there's no blocks there to stop these things from happening. With that said, there's also the potential for your dominant thoughts, no matter what they are, your dominant feelings, if they're positive or negative. There's that strong reality, the potential that you will call that energy into your vibration. So being more mindful, and like we said earlier, having a priority on where you give your time and your attention will be your new focus. This will be your new way of being. And you'll start to accept that you are a divine creator, creating your environment and inspiring the environments of others around you who wish to align with your vibration. So there's a lot going on for everyone that's listening at the moment. But you will discover that you have an increased desire to want to visit other places, other lands, other opportunities to see different cultures and embrace and share this new level of love and light that you are now holding in your heart and in your existence. It's a beautiful feeling, and it's a feeling that must be shared with everything and everyone. And it will be. You'll notice wherever you go and whoever and whatever you interact with, you will leave an energetic calling card of love with them. And in doing so, it will make them feel special. It will make them feel uplifted, and it'll help them to connect with that true essence of love, of who they always have been, but have had too much, shall we call it, energetic noise and debris covering it up so they were unable to see. So for me, that's what I wanted to communicate with you today. So I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out of your busy, hectic schedules, your days, in order to listen to this it's a transmission. Sorry, I was struggling to get the words out there. It's this energetic transmission through the medium, the vessel that we are speaking through. So thank you for listening. I'd like to leave you in one moment with just one other communicator who's wanting just to bring one note of pure love through in the form of sound healing therapy. So bye for now, and embrace this beautiful energy as it comes through.
What a fantastic transmission there from the world of spirit, giving us all that insightful information there. I did enjoy the fact that they amplified and made that message very strong, that we need to listen to our heart and connect with the truth of who we are, more so now than ever now. And by doing that, it will take us out of our conscious mind thinking and even our subconscious mind thinking, allowing us to connect with the truth of who we are and what we're here to do to serve our soul purpose there. That was very interesting. And also releasing those shackles, maybe emotions or past vibrations that we've clung on to for so long, that's been keeping us from connecting fully to our truth and to the vibration of the heart, and feeling that divine love, allowing that divine love to catapult us forward on the path of our life there. It was very important, obviously. And when we connect with that divine love, we can feel that calling, that essence. It keeps moving us forward in a way that we can't describe. So that was fascinating and wonderful to hear that soul connections are going to be made. So, regardless what the circumstances are in our personal life, whether we're single, whether we're in a relationship, married, divorced, whatever it is, it's nice to hear that that soul connection is going to be established and anchored in the vibration of love, and obviously connecting with our heart being the key in order to connect all of those dots there. But it being in alignment as well, it sounds an absolutely blissful place to be. It's like the place of no resistance, isn't it? Where we're just more accepting of who we are as an individual, our life purpose, and also the greater plan that has been, shall we say, orchestrated not only by our higher self, but also by our spirit guides and helpers, the angelic realm that has helped formulate our divine plan, bringing us into that alignment. And obviously, it's interesting to hear that we all have that choice in any one given moment in order to connect with the heart vibration, our true essence that we've always had all along. And it's only now we're coming into that alignment and releasing old wounds. I did find this section interesting. The fact that some of our old emotional wounds may start to manifest in the form as of a physical ailment within our physical body. That is very interesting, as I myself have gone through a little bit of discomfort with the lower part of my spine. So to me, that's telling me to I've got to slow down a little bit. Also, I've got to address elements from my past, let them go instead of holding on to that emotional energy, and also just take time to reflect on those experiences in order for them to flow through. And so being in vibrational alignment with the heart will also help that process to occur more naturally, with no energy blocks stopping that from occurring there. Also, what serves our soul. So listening to what brings us joy in our heart, what makes us feel happy, what makes us feel in a high vibrational state of being, that plays a major role from what Spirit have just said in that transmission there. And leaving love vibrations wherever we go. And that's a wonderful vision, isn't it? You know, wherever we go, we're paying it forward, we're leaving those high vibrational feelings around so other people can follow that energy and also do the same in connecting with their higher self. And of course, the sound healing at the end. To me, when I listened back to that for the very first time, it made me tingle from my head to my toes, and also my heart actually felt a little bit lighter and more sort of open. It opened it up, I found, anyway. But we're going to move on to the next segment of the show, which sees your weekly energy forecast reading for this week. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's energy forecast reading. Hello, my name is Glenn Boddice and I'm a spiritual medium, and welcome to this week's energy forecast reading for the week commencing Monday, the 13th of March 2023. Now, those of you that have watched me work before will know that I connect with my spirit guides and helpers and also consult the wisdom of the angel tarot cards. So, as usual, I'm about to shuffle the cards and allow a card to come out at random for this week's energy forecast reading. Right on cue, one has just done that. So this is your card for this week's energy forecast reading. Now going to link into the card to bring forward the information for you. First of all, watch out for your sensitivity this week, and I feel as though I'm referring to foods and you having some sort of allergic reaction to foods. Foods that you once enjoyed are now going to not be in harmony with who you are. So just watch your diet this week. I also feel that this week is going to have a sense of resilience with you. Now, what I'm referring to when I say that is it's telling you to carry on regardless, despite people putting your energy down or saying you can't do that, that's impossible. I wouldn't do that if I was you. You've got to trust your intuition and go for it, because this is your time to shine now, and it's only going to shine when you start and focus all of your energy and attention on it. So regardless of what's being said, follow your truth and go with that vibration. Also this week, I'm being told that you're going to be given offers of support, help that you didn't ask for, but is granted to you, is given to you. And this is the universe um, giving you those blessings in order for you to accept the balance of life, to learn and grow and flourish, and also give other people the opportunity to learn to give more. And then that way, everybody benefits as a result of that. Pay attention to the stirrings of your heart also this week, as you will find, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're single, whether you're married, whatever your circumstance is, you'll feel a shift in your emotions, in your heart for the better. And I feel as though it's going to be an emotional feeling where you're going to open up more so than what you've ever done in the past. In other words, you're just going to be who you are and let the chips fall where they land. And in many respects, that's a very healthy thing, because it shows that you're not having any resistance with the sensitivity of your heart and owning your truth. So watch out for that. I also sense that you do need to be getting more rest than what you're doing. You need to pace yourself this week. Stop trying to fit too much into your week and make allowances for your own well-being, so that you can regain that energy back, so that you can also enjoy life a little bit more, maybe observe life a little bit more. That way you'll notice opportunities coming your way that you perhaps didn't do beforehand. But nevertheless, this week is going to be a very rewarding one for everybody that's paying attention to the truth of who they are. If you're not listening to that inner wisdom, those intuitive nudges, the wisdom of your heart, then you will find this week a little bit of a struggle. Yes, you'll go through these things that we've just shared with you, but it won't flow. It won't have an ease and grace. It will have a push-pull vibration to it. So the choice is obviously yours, and you've got to go with what aligns with you, regardless of the situation. So I'm going to turn the card over for you. And at the top of this card, it says 3 of Gabriel. So I'd like you to research the angel number of number 3, as I feel that that will resonate with you for this week. Also, I'm being reminded that they say that the power of 3 is the magic number. There's something significant for you with the number 3, and maybe 3 people, or the energy of 3 that's significant for you for this week. So taking a look at the colour of the card around the edge, we've got the colour of orange. To me, that feels like it's telling you to look after your health, your diet requirements, your vitamins and your minerals. You need to pay attention to that more so this week. And even if you don't like doing that, it is to your benefit just to up the stakes a little bit in order to give you that vitality that your body has been craving for, but has also been lacking in. So listen to that wisdom. At the bottom of the card, it reads, prosperity arising from wise planning, time to take the next step, optimistic, plans that turn out as expected. So very interesting read there at the bottom of the card. And obviously with you being resilient, sticking to your truth, obviously you're going to be on that path of prosperity there. So listen to your inner knowing. It will serve you through this week. And also, with that being the case, having that level of optimism there will get you through. That pig-headedness, that stubbornness, even if other people don't share your vision, hold on to that vision and your optimism will be greatly rewarded for this week. It's the start of something special occurring in your life, okay? So let's take a look into the artwork of this card. So what I can see prominently, we've got this maiden at the front of the card there. She's wearing a red dress. So it's talking about the feminine energies within you, whether you're male or female. It's talking about the sensitive side of yourself. And this week has no exception. You will experience a more gentle side of yourself where you're more available to listen to people. You're there to not judge, just assess and just be in that moment, which also would link to the colour of red, which indicates passion, being present, and also grounding your energies. So this week we'll see you connecting to all of those 3 traits also. Now, as you can see in the background, there's a ship there. So I'm reminded of that phrase, your ship is coming in. So hold your faith, hold your patience, and just hold your nerve there, because you will be taken to the wire right to the last minute. And then, excuse me, and then when you hold that patience and that faith, you will be greatly rewarded. Again, going back to the word of optimism there. There's also a chest there. I would call it like a treasure chest, and some suitcases there. So this would indicate packing away your troubles or your old emotions that may be you've been carrying throughout the years and that have got you to this point in your life. Now it's time to just pack those away, let them go, because where you're going, that energy is no longer required. It won't serve you anymore. It has done to get you to this level, but that emotional energy is not going to serve you anymore. So let it go. Let the grudges go. Don't have any attachment. Just let those people go throughout their own life, their own business, and leave things with them. Okay, so don't be emotionally drained by past energies this week. Also there's a butterfly as well on a coat of arms, and so that would indicate change as well, but coat of arms meaning like protection, something connected to the family, transformation within the family, but you are protected going through that transformational phase there as well. There's also blue skies in the background, which would indicate emotions and things that haven't always been easy for you in terms of you expressing your emotions and also expressing yourself, the truth of who you are. But I feel that is in the past now. Now, as you take that leap of faith, that courage, following the feminine energies, the sensitivity, and using that as your guidance system, you're going to find that you're going to be able to speak more openly and freely about your emotions to people that actually honor them, listen to them, and understand you on a deeper level. So please let that guard down. You are safe and protected, and know that things are going to work out beautifully for you this week. There's also some decisions to make this week that only you can make, and these decisions are in connection with your work and career. How much time are you willing to invest in it? How much time are you willing to put into it? Once you've made that decision, I feel as though things will start happening more quickly, more smoothly for you in correspondence to your wants and demands and your needs in your life there, in connection with your work and career. So I hope that resonates for you. That's for this week's energy forecast reading. Thank you so much for hearting, liking, commenting and sharing. If you've enjoyed what you've seen on here and you would like a one-to-one private reading or a 12-month recorded forecast reading, then please contact me at www.glennboddicespiritualmedium.com, or ideally contact me at Glenn Boddice Spiritual Medium on Facebook, and we'll set up your appointment for you. If you like listening to radio shows, I have a radio show every Monday 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time called From Beyond with Glenn Boddice, and it is on pulsetalkradio.com. So I hope to see you there. In the meantime, have a blessed week, everybody. Take care. Bye for now. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this week's show, full of some very interesting content, I feel, anyway, and I hope it aligns with you on some level and gives you that inspiration to maybe look at life a little bit differently, a little bit deeper, and start asking those poignant questions that maybe you've ignored doing in the past. So what I'd like to also do is invite you to, if you have any show suggestions, any ideas, or in fact, if you would like to share any of your experiences, paranormal, self-help, spiritual, whatever that may be, it would be wonderful to hear from you. So you can contact me at www.glennboddicespiritualmedium.com or glennboddice@live.co.uk. And again, it would be fantastic to hear from you, have that interaction, and with your permission, share some of your encounters with the listeners on the show. But anyway, I look forward to seeing you all the same place, same time next week, which is 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, and that is on here, pulsetalkradio.com. And so whatever it is you're doing throughout your week, this week, make sure you're doing it with love. Follow that wisdom from your heart and maybe stop overanalyzing things, stop thinking too much, and feel your way through life, and life will serve you to the best it can. So trust those vibrations. Take care and God bless everybody. Thank you for listening to From Beyond. For more information about what products and services Glenn provides, go to Glenn Boddice Spiritual Medium